Here to celebrate law enforcement and to celebrate, more importantly, the good job that they do and how it benefits every single person in our community. And I think, unfortunately, we have a very stark contrast between two approaches to police and two approaches to public safety in this race. We have Vice President Kamala Harris, who's really the acting president, because, we know Joe Biden isn't home, so somebody's calling the shots, and I guess it's Kamala. And what we have in Kamala Harris is a person who has said that she wants to defund the police. Do we want to defund the police out there? This is a person who wants to change the laws around violent criminals so that people who commit sex crimes with minors would not be categorized as violent offenders. Do we think that's a good idea? No, absolutely not. It's not a good idea. Now, by contrast, we have President Donald J. Trump, who supported police, who backed the blue, and who made it easier for police to do their jobs. And remember, this is not just about making it easy on our police. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that when we make it easy on police, we make it so that every child in America has access to a basic right, which is public safety in their neighborhoods. And ladies and gentlemen, I grew up in a family that did not have a whole lot of money, that often had we had sometimes a rough neighborhood. But we were lucky enough to grow up in a country that believed that public safety was the birthright of every American citizen, rich or poor, and we supported our police in carrying out that mission of public safety. I remember, actually, I think I was probably 11 or 12 years old, and my mom struggled with addiction, and she was having a particularly tough episode, and I called the local police in Middletown, Ohio. And I remember they showed up, and they took care of my mom, and they made a little kid who was terrified of what was going on in his home, they made that little kid feel safe. And I think about what situation would I have been in, and what situation our country would be in if we take away every child's right to public safety. And that's unfortunately what the Democratic leadership is proposing in this country. You know how bad it's been the last few years? Have you seen the data on murder rates, on violent crime rates? You know that the gross majority now of violent crimes in this country go unsolved. So if, God forbid, you were assaulted in your own community, it's much more likely today that crime will go unsolved, that they'll never catch the person who did it. That is because of the leadership of our vice president. Now she wants to be promoted to President of the United States, and I think we're all going to say absolutely not. Kamala Harris, we're going to fire Kamala Harris in November, and we're going to bring back Donald J. Trump. Now, before I move on here, I want to bring up a couple of folks, a couple of great public servants here in the state of Wisconsin. And by the way, we're going to win Wisconsin in November. I feel as confident about it as I ever have been. And you guys are going to make it happen.